That's it. There you go.
That's the cold open for the podcast.
All right. Welcome to episode 2, guys, of the JCPennyless Podcast. It's your boy, Josh, with
Connor. And then we have our two guests, Colau, who we had in episode 1, and our new guest, Matt. Welcome.
All right, make sure to like, subscribe, all that stuff. And Connor, what we got for the day?
Okay, so first question is, well, since we are doing our first recorded episode, we thought we'd get a little bit more personal with the audience. So let's all share an embarrassing story that we have.
Damn. Oh.
I want Ko to go first. Ko, you go first.
Yes.
Why would you ask? Oh, no, go. I want to hear this.
You got it.
This is good.
Okay,
I
but
like this.
What is the age range you want to embarrassing story? Because I can give you one from like
Recent. Let's go recent.
the most recent embarrassing
The
story.
most recent embarrassing story for all of this.
Okay, so the Thursday before spring break, which in context of this recording was about a week and almost 2 weeks ago, we all went out because it's Women's Month. So at the local bar, all the drinks are half off for females, and so we went down there, and I may or may not have gotten a lot of drinks, but then there's this really
because you qualify, right?
Yeah, because I qualified. Yeah. But I saw this really pretty girl, and I was like, wow, I should really make a move. And I never made a move. And then at the end of the night, Annie's like, oh, I have her Instagram. And so she gives drunk Colau, who's had like 12 shots of tequila and like 4 separate drinks, her Instagram. And I sent the worst DM of my life. Like,
you have to show us, man.
I
You gotta
could
explain what happened now.
I could read it.
You gotta go Instagram on the thing and show us screen share.
I don't know if I want to.
Word.
No, we'll put a screenshot of it up on the screen.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. And so I basically go, okay, reading it now, it doesn't sound that bad. Actually, hey, I know this is super random, but I saw you at Emporium. And I never got the chance to ask for a dance, but I thought you were super cute. Want to go for coffee?
Yeah, that's Riz right there.
And this is like,
Bro.
this is like, I don't know
There you
this woman. I got her Instagram, and that she like this is just out of nowhere. This is 3 a.m. in the morning.
You're horrible. She should file a restraining order.
Risonomics over here.
And so I don't know.
Go out here, sexual harassment.
But here's the thing:
Oh,
she lives 2 houses down from me.
Oh, she lives in the...
I just found this out because I ran into her today.
Mm.
So,
how'd that go?
well, she ignored me. So like,
Oh.
Yeah. Really?
but it's it's one of those what is the terminology? Learning experiences.
Okay.
Yeah, character development right there.
That is... I don't know, man. That is... It's not a big turning point in your life. It's not a big turning point, but it is like an L that's just there.
Yeah, it's just a little like a mini one, like kind of like just.
Yeah, you got a mini L. It's not like it's gonna kill you, but when you go to sleep at night, you're like ah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I think I got one. So mine actually, I think all of you guys were there except Ko. We had our intramural basketball game, So we were playing. I remember we came up. You guys came up for the weekend. You guys played in it, playing as different names, which was funny.
I remember this.
And then
rebounds.
Yeah, during the game, I was running for a layup, and I jumped up, and this guy came out of nowhere and just fucking took my legs out. So I just landed straight on my back, and I've never I'm only embarrassed because I've never been able to not land on my feet before like that. So it's just damn, I just ate shit in front of everyone over there, and I was just like,
yeah, bro, this is the ground. This is the ground. This was Josh. He was like, doo, doo.
Yeah, it
was loud.
I literally, yeah, dude. I know you guys mentioned you saw my head step back, and I was actually kind of nervous. I'm like, did I have a concussion? But I felt fine. I was like, oh fuck, that was probably one of the worst ones. Yeah.
CTE.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a totally opposite side of the spectrum. Yeah, I'm embarrassed because I almost died.
Okay, I'll go. Back when I worked at my retail job, I'm not gonna say what it is because NDA maybe. I don't know.
Just dox them right now. Just dox them.
So
Yeah,
they trained
Costco.
us. They trained us to ask for emails for receipts. So there was this girl who came in, okay, and she had this really nice perfume on her. And so I wanted to ask her what it was because I wanted to get it for my girlfriend, but I didn't want to be weird about it because there was other people in the store. So what I did is I just went in our like transaction records, you can like see their email, and I just emailed her like, "Hey, I know this is super weird. What kind of perfume did you wear?" Because I wanted to get it for Anna, and it turns out it was like a $300 perfume. So
Wow.
I think it smelled pretty good. But
that's good.
You got
that's
her
nice.
name.
Did you end up getting it?
Yeah, I got her. I think on Dossier has like a dupe of it, so I just got her that because
you
$300.
figure out that crazy.
Yeah.
You figure out she lives in a high income area. You found her address, her name.
Yeah.
I mean, if she's at that store, probably she lives in a high income area.
Yeah,
What is this area, by the way? Just in case.
No, it's all good. Does Anna know? Does she know?
Yeah, I told her this, and she thought it was funny.
Okay, that's cool. So what did she say in the email?
She just said, "Hey, no, I don't think this is weird." And then she just told me the perfume. That was it.
Nice.
And you found her address, broke into her home.
Yeah, solid interaction.
You got the thing for free because you sold.
And now she might as well just send you it. She might as well just send you the perfume at that point.
But
all right, I'll go. So when I first started dating my current girlfriend, Cookie, right? All right, and then we had to go to her sister's place for like a big family get together, and I'd never met the family before, and this is like their first time meeting me. And we all make our 5-hour trip there, and I'm exhausted, tired, and there's a whole bunch of people I don't know. And then as soon as we get there, like Cookie's family, there's like grabs Cookie's like, "Oh, we need you," and it's like, "Oh, nice to meet you," like, real quick to me, and then they just leave me in the dust, and I'm just there surrounded by like a whole bunch of Samoan men and women and kids, and I'm like, what is happening? And everyone's like looking around, like, "Who are you?" They're just looking. I was like,
"Why are you here?"
I was like, I need to take a shit, right? And I go downstairs to the bathroom, and I'm taking a gnarly shit in my life. The worst part of that, I forgot to lock the door. And I hear this. I'm just like, in my head, I was like, yeah, I definitely locked the door, right? The doorknob jiggles a little bit.
Just kept turning.
Right. And I was like, it's not gonna get it. And this old grandmother walks in, and me, I'm just like, on my phone, like my thing is out, and
Aren't you squat? Don't you squat?
My thing
is better for you though. Doesn't it help?
Because I grew up squatting, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna squat here because I'm anxious, right? I'm giving the most diabolical dookie ever. This grandma walks in, he's like, "Oh," and I'm like,
with your hands too.
One of the elders at the house just saw my whole shapalapa ding dong, right? It's just out there, and the gnarly things coming out.
That thing too.
So did it get harder, or was it just like a soft experience?
What do you mean you get harder?
The pooey.
Oh my gosh. That's horrible.
That's.
I feel like shitting. I feel like pushing.
No. But the crazy thing is, that's the first interaction I had with anyone in the family. So that grandma goes on to say, it's like, "Hey, who's this Asian kid in the bathroom taking a dookie?" Right? And I step out, and I'm like, "Oh fuck! I hope no one else knows." Right? And then Cookie finds it. "Hey, can you babysit?" And I'm like, "Oh, for sure." And there's like 8 kids that are like 8 years old and younger, and they all love me, right? And then later throughout the night, I'm being introduced to all these other her family members. Like, "Oh yeah, hey, and I mean her brothers are huge, her uncles are huge. And I'm like, yeah, and like I'm her boyfriend, then we come to the ladies, right? And I meet all the
Uh-oh.
aunties, and then this grandma at the end, and she's like, "Oh hey, nice to meet." I'm like, in my heart,
saw
I'm
my
like,
dick.
"Oh my god!" And then as the thing is, before we meet, she makes eye contact with all the other aunties, and they all like giggle and smile a little bit. I'm like,
Oh, she definitely told
the
everyone.
whole house knows what I was doing to that bathroom.
That's
You
awesome.
definitely got
That's
a
funny.
nickname. You have a nickname in some group chat somewhere.
Yeah, they probably have me up as Dookie Boy. You know?
Yeah,
Beep boy.
squatty
Yeah.
potty.
Yeah, no, because like when that happened, bro,
Squatty potty.
no, when that happened, bro,
That's a
I
great
instantly,
name.
I just started, I was like, oh, it's over. I locked the door. I was
Day one, you already messed
like,
up.
what do I do? I was literally praying to God. I was like, God, how do I come back from this?
Oh my
I'm sorry he's even told us that before. That's crazy.
Bro,
'Cause
that
I knew
was
you went to
the
like their
most,
house. I just didn't know like that part happened.
bro, that was the most traumatic shit ever. I mean, literally.
Traumatic shit. Yeah, it was a traumatic one. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my. I don't know where you classify that in embarrassing moments, but like,
That's probably
It's
up
up there.
there. That's
Yeah.
probably most honest at all of us. I think.
All right, to switch from traumatic to comfort.
oh, what a
What
segue.
is your comfort movie?
Comfort. Ooh, I'll go first. It's Rush Hour. Rush Hour
Hour?
1.
One.
Rush Hour
Okay,
1.
solid.
Good one.
Yeah, Rush Hour 1.
Why is
Just
that?
like I like Jackie Chan and all the racist jokes because it combines Asians and African Americans and brings out the best in both worlds. You know,
Except for number 4, then
they're making it number 4.
they're making a 4th one. I
Yeah,
Bro,
they're
think.
making
I'm not gonna watch geriatric Jackie Chan try to do a backflip like a
He
spy.
still can. Have you
He's still
seen?
gonna do it though. He's definitely.
Have you seen The Foreigner? Watch The Foreigner with Jackie Chan.
Yes,
That-
that was 6 years ago.
Was that 6 years ago?
That was 6 years. Where he like his daughter dies and he just
Yes.
goes on a murder spree at 70 years old.
Yeah, he's
Oh my
going
gosh.
to kill. He just kills all the IRA.
Yeah,
Wow.
fucking insane. Yeah, but no. Stemming from that, we'll go back to my comfortness. Or like Rush Hour is like a very fun action. You know, it's got humor. It's got some decent plot. You know, it's a good feel good movie. I feel like we can watch it with everyone except for like people who are too sensitive. Maybe cut that. Maybe
Yeah, no, we're leaving that in. We're leaving that in. Don't worry.
cut the tape.
Yeah. I think for me, it's always been White Chicks. It just always will be. I can quote that whole movie. That's probably just the movie that I'll always like go back to if I ever want. It's just I can quote the whole thing. My cousin, I can go back and forth. Even like my roommates now, like Dom, we can quote that movie like just any point.
Yeah.
It's either
say all
that
the
or
words, right?
I
Say
mean,
all
no,
the
I don't say
words?
all the words. No,
Oh
I don't say
yeah.
all the
No,
words.
you gotta.
No. But I yeah, you know, like oysters,
Brother.
you know. But yeah, that's probably one of the biggest movies. Like just growing up, I always watched that movie as well. Even though like I probably shouldn't when I was like maybe 12 years old, but it's a great movie, honestly. I think I said Beverly Hillbillies one time, and like someone got mad at me for that. That's like one of the only things I said that I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't say that. It's a line in the movie. You gotta watch it. Yeah.
I think my comfort movie would be. Do you guys know Good Will Hunting?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That
what a tragic movie to watch.
it's not tragic. It's okay.
A little
It's
more heartfelt.
It's a little more heartfelt, but I love Robin Williams in that, and I feel like it's really just it's one of the few movies where I was like, wow, this is amazing. I'm gonna watch it again.
You're like, wow, he's so smart.
He's so smart. I hope nothing tragic happens.
And
it's just
He's wicked smart.
Yeah, it's a beautiful film, and I truly enjoyed it a lot. I've probably seen it upper of like 50, 60 times. And so I have it downloaded. It's one of the few like movies on my computer that is downloaded regardless of where I am. And so
you just have this tragic movie to just be like, yeah.
It's on my YouTube. So at any time I want, I can just pull it up.
All right. I would say mine is 2. It's Home Alone and Home Alone 2. I feel like
you
those
like
two
people
together.
getting like murdered.
Nah, bro. It's,
And, you
Yeah.
know,
they're fine. They're fine. They don't even get
Bro,
hurt.
some of that
You know how many
shit.
bricks
some of
he
that
took to the
shit-
face, bro?
Yeah, bro. Some of that shit. Some people should be dead. Like those two should be
Yeah.
like. Those guys are.
100%. Yeah.
Which one do you like
And
more,
it-
2 or 1 though?
I like 2 better. I feel like 2 is. I mean, 1's original, but like 2 just builds off that originality in New York.
Siege player. He's a siege player.
you-
Like
So I don't. That's like a very very niche topic for viewers.
Yeah.
Speaking of new movies, you guys all watch Everything Everywhere All at Once, right?
I need to watch that. I'm sorry.
Oh
Watch that.
my
We
God.
just
Okay,
saw it.
guys.
Just
I'm
saw
sorry.
it a couple weeks ago.
Okay, to
Here,
avoid
you guys
spoil-
can discuss it because I.
Yeah. Well, no.
You're not gonna watch
It's
it?
hard-
No, you should
Well,
watch it.
I'll just Google it anyway. I mean, like.
God,
No.
You gotta watch
No,
it.
you need to watch that. You
Bro,
need to
I
watch
need
you
to
know
watch
what's
it.
crazy? That's a movie you can Google and then you can watch and you'd be like, that is not what I Googled.
I'm not gonna lie, I already Googled it. So.
Son of a bitch.
It's okay. No.
Yeah.
But
I feel
like
the
the
piece-
plot didn't make any sense to me, so
That's the whole
Exactly,
point.
exactly.
That's the whole point.
Yeah, no. So like, what were you guys' experiences when you first watched it? Because I want to hear like firsthand like how you guys emotionally reacted to it. What do you think it stands in movies you watched and like all that.
Yeah.
So let's start with like how do you think of the movie? What do you think of it?
What you got, Cole? I know it affected you pretty good.
Oh man, you want to go straight to me?
Yeah, I mean, why not? You know.
Once we hit part 2 or like chapter 2, I was just crying for like the next like 2 hours. I'm not
What
gonna
was
cap.
the kicker? What was the kicker?
I definitely think I am a hopeless romantic, and the idea that you can be loved regard whatever universe timeline by the same person, and maybe the greatest love you can get is by doing the simple things with someone forever. That just like, oh, ouch.
And that's the tip of the
Ouch.
hill, right? Before
That
it
was
starts
the tip
rolling
of the hill,
down.
and then we didn't even get to like you. I have a Chinese background. I have a Chinese mom. It just went downhill. It did not stop. I think I was sniffling like an hour after the movie. It was visually beautiful, and then once you hit the topics of like Asian Americans and how they're separated from Asian immigrant family, and then how there's generations of separation between, especially in Asian culture, where when there's that language barrier now with English, and it's a lot,
Mhm.
and it hurt a lot, and it hit a lot of the
It hit home. You know.
it hit home quite literally, and so there's. Oh God! I just
Yeah.
did not. I did not. And
Yeah.
I love the movie. I would put it top 5 all time. I do not want to watch it again right now because I feel like I'd break down. And
Bro.
my mom said she wants to watch it with me when I get back home, and I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that. I love
If
my
anything,
mother.
it'll make you guys closer. If anything, right?
It will.
Yeah.
I honestly think.
Or she just
Because-
won't understand anything and be like, yeah, she was kind of dumb for that.
Well,
I mean, like,
I do have to
your hair
say.
out. You missed the point.
My mom is very much like the daughter in the aspects where she escaped her mother and never really reconnected. Even now, they never got the chance to really reconnect, and her mom just got Alzheimer's, and they just
Wow.
ended it. So it's very much like, if we looked at it that way, she never had that like connection where the mother and daughter got to reconnect and talk it out. She left Thailand to make her own. Like, she didn't want any part of it. She didn't want to be part of that culture. So I think she will understand it. And I will say, because of that movie, I've been calling my parents a lot more.
Mhm.
And I've been trying to make sure that we're okay. And so I try to call my parents more than like 10 days apart. So it was a good thing for me. I think it helps improve my outlook, and it helped me cry a lot.
Sure.
Wow. So, like, at the end of the movie, like, you know, when you're sweating at the gym, it has that sweat line. It's just tears instead. It's a tear sweat
Yeah.
line.
I was
Just
just
on
a
his
bunch of
shirt.
tears.
Okay,
And
but
his
it's,
boogers on it, too. Just me crying
Oh.
and shitting his pants in the theater.
I was trying my best not to cry a lot because Josh
His
is like right
sleeve
next
is
to
covered
me.
in snot and tears.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
so
You
many
watch
times
that
where
shirt
I was just going like
immediately.
this.
Oh yeah, he was. I heard him sniffling in the corner. It was,
There's
but it
like
was all right
glitter
though. I
on
mean,
his fingers and
it's
he
a
has on his
very
eyes.
yeah, it's an emotional movie though, definitely. I think me and Cole watched it together. Right before we went home for spring break, and I was already feeling homesick already. If anything, it just showed me a bunch of stuff that I'm lucky, like I felt lucky to, appreciate. Like I feel like I have a good relationship with both my parents, so it was just like seeing people who don't struggle so much. I just feel like like obviously I can't, I can't relate to you because I can't, I didn't have that like struggle with my parents growing up. So I think if anything, it makes me appreciate it more than compared to other people for sure.
Yes, and now Connor will have to experience
Might have to watch this
this on
now
his
with
own.
Anna.
Yeah, yeah. Bring Anna and like see if she starts crying, and you're just gonna be out of here like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I heard
Yeah.
Chinese. I don't get
The
so, yeah.
whole point of
I'll
the
look
movie
at
is
this.
just like it's not meant to make sense. Only small parts of it is the whole thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
the
you
small
Matt?
things. It's literally the
Oh,
small
me?
things.
Oh, bro. Okay, I'll start with. I think the stemming off of what Ko was talking like what hit the breaking point for me was like Wayman has his speech right in the middle. I'm not gonna spoil the card, but he has his speech, and he's like it's like very like from the heart, like out of nowhere, right? And it's like there's some flashbacks too involved with it, bro. That shit, like I don't know how to describe it. Like it like hit me so deep because like in my heart, I felt like yeah, I can relate to him on such a level. I never know I could be. I never knew I could be like represented in such a way,
Hmm.
and like it conveyed in such a way to like other people and like and back to me from the movie. And I was like, wow, I made a really big connection with it. And I'm like, I'm just crying because like I never thought like some other people were thinking like the way I thought. I thought it was like, okay, this is the only one way thing. But then there it is on the big screen from an Asian male, Asian American male, and it's like I don't know, it's like that moment I was just sitting there. It was like he. I'm gonna spoil a little bit for Connor. It's like how he fought most of his life with like the only thing he knows is like kindness and like pushing through it, and then it's like making the most of things even though everything's down, right? And I was like, and I'm in the theaters like crying, right? And I'm like, wow, that shit hit me deep. And I look over, and then everyone's staring at me, and I'm like, oh, because they're not crying, and I was like, oh, there's a major
Yeah.
disconnect between what I feel and like what everyone else in the theater feels and all my friends, and I'm like, oh, this is hitting even deeper because this is like it's only hitting me,
Yeah.
and my friends don't get to experience this as well. So I'm just here crying, and I'm like, I need to seek therapy or something.
No, but it was. I think it is like a very like cathartic experience. Like you don't see that very often. Like movies, like just representation in general, like especially Asian Americans. Like we're still kind of you know a relatively new thing in America. Like everyone has there's like the white Americans, there's the African American stuff, and it's like Asian Americans have always been kind of in like not like the back, but we've always
Been on
that
the
whole
side.
stereotype is like yeah, like we work hard and we don't really question anything, and it's just now we can actually show emotion and it's okay to show it, and
Yeah,
it was shown in a place like in the big screen in Hollywood where it got awards. Like it's a great movie, and it was like it was interesting to see like hey like it can really affect us like, how much emotion we suppress and the fact that like
yeah,
Matt like you let it out pretty much and like it was probably like one of the best like it wasn't like it was a good experience for
yeah,
you because you never really got to experience that
yeah. I'm just like, okay. I was like, because in my mind, I'm just like, this is a subconsciously. I'm just like, okay, just don't like be a bitch about something that like
Yeah.
just suck it up and like keep going, right? But then this older man who's like been so kind throughout the movie, and he just like, expresses like this is the way he does things, and this is the reason why it's so different from his wife. And I'm like, I just like everything clicked in me. I was like, wow, here comes the waterfalls, and I'm just sitting there like, wow, that's just, I don't know, it's just like something I never thought I could relate to something on the big screen that isn't like okay, I can make quick jokes like that, like Jackie Chan or like any other person that's like funny on TV. But like being vulnerable is from him, like because initially he starts off being a strong guy. Oh, I kick ass, and then he comes out like, okay, I don't kick ass, but this is how I handle my own life. Like you don't have to be strong. You can be strong, you can be strong, but in your own way. And I was like, I can't see the rest of the movie because I'm dehydrated from crying, and then I passed out because I'm out of electrolytes.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, that was a crazy experience, and that's a top tier movie for me.
For sure.
And we're just spoiling everything for Connor.
Yeah, I mean, a little.
I don't care.
It's gonna still affect him. Like
I'm gonna watch
like,
it.
it's not
I'm
ruin
gonna watch it
anything.
anyway. It is weird to have like movies blindside you sometimes, especially with emotions.
Oh no, because going to the theater, right? The trailer, I feel like does not convey what the movie's actually about. Because you see like, oh, it's a multiverse movie, right? And you walk in and you walk out, and you're like, my life and my brain chemistry is altered, and I'll never be the same.
Yeah, it's like a pretty like it's only like what 4 main actors really, and it's like it's crazy how like because what it's like you have
you have Evelyn,
you have Wayman, and then you have the daughter, and then you have the what's her name
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis. I don't know her character's name, but like it's just those 4 characters are really the main ones in it. Like that's like the whole thing. Like it's just the fact that those people can carry the whole movie like that is crazy.
And I understand there was some controversy at the Oscars about Jamie Lee Curtis winning her Oscar. It might.
I don't know. I still think she was really good, dude.
I think I do understand the argument, but
yeah, for sure.
To be a supporting actress in extremely like powerful movie like that, she kicked ass. I love Jamie Lee Curtis in that. I thought she was awesome.
Bro, you could feel like this disdain you had for this character, right? Initially, you were just like, God, it's pissing me off. And then later, you're just like, yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
The divorce stuff they were talking about, that was
it's because like no one's really a villain, right?
Yeah.
There's no real antagonist. It's just everyone's broken in some way, and you just gotta figure out. Sadly, like some people deal with their own way, but there's always like family and friends that you can fall back onto, which is like I never thought that would happen from this movie because I thought it would just be like, oh, like Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah. I think that thing was way more. There was more madness in that movie than Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
What
the fuck?
Yeah. But I guess like piggybacking off like the Asian, like representation kind of thing. Like, I mean, we saw like the actor for like Wayman win an Oscar and stuff like that. And that was, and also even the main actor, like she, Michelle, what's her last name?
Michelle Yeoh.
Like she won Best Actress, and it's like that's crazy. Like we haven't really seen that many like Asian American or Asians in general just win like, that many awards. Like, so it's just like I don't know. Like I think these past couple of years, it's been like, what do you guys like take on like Asian representation now? Because I mean, like now we have an Asian superhero. We have just so many things now. Like it's actually starting to be like, hey, I'm starting to see people like me be on the big screen. Like,
bro, we're banging out, bro. You see the Shohei Ohtani?
Yeah,
did you see that?
Mike
Trout, bro.
Let's
oh
get
my
it.
goodness.
Like, Asians are like coming. Like we're not gonna be like okay, yeah, we'll do like the martial arts, fucking.
But that's stereotypical. Right? That's a stereotypical thing.
We'll do the martial arts. Okay, that's cool, right? But we can show like, oh, we can be more than that. We can be like badasses. Like we'll kick your ass like a superhero. We'll also make you cry in the movie, right? And then we'll actually do it in real life where we're like owning a sport. Shohei Ohtani is like up there, right?
Yeah.
And then like man. What in
Team Japan?
Yeah, in football, like what's his name? Young Ho.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But like he's like one of the best kickers in the NFL, and it's like I feel like I'm missing a couple the Asian representatives in my culture. But like
Son and
Colton Wong.
Colton Wong. I mean, Kurt Suzuki was amazing. We can't forget about Ichiro, but he was ahead of this. He was almost ahead of this time.
For sure.
Yeah, he was way
ahead.
They
didn't even like it was because he was Asian. He was just like he was just so good. Like they didn't even care what he looked like. He was just one of the best, dude. Even like what's it called? Like Jeremy Lin. He won a ring. Like that's like the first Asian American to win a ring. Like, that's crazy.
Because they were like the trailblazers, right? Like you can because everything you can resort to, like you see on a basketball court that's Asian, you're just like, oh, it's Jeremy Lin. And I'm like, yeah, cool. He was a good basketball player. But now like bring more diversity to the sports, right? We can get like you can't say Jeremy Lin for baseball, right? You're not gonna be like, oh, it's Jeremy Lin, but like, a fucking Shohei Ohtani. You can chalk up a stereotype, but the thing is, like, they're still like badass, major players, and you're just like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, and he beat like an American team with like where Major League Baseball is based out of America. Like there's so many good players on a team, and Team Japan beat him. That's crazy.
You gotta
Like-
look at his stats that game. He ran to first base in like 4.1 seconds. He threw
Jeez.
Killing it, bro.
at Mike Trout's at bats in his 6,247 at bats. Only 24 of his at bats has he had to swing 3 times to get struck out. That was number 24.
That's a crazy stat. That's
That
a
is
crazy
an
stat.
insane stat.
Yeah.
He hit a
Asians
ball
are
like
taking over, bro.
160.
We're
China
taking
number
over.
one. China
Yeah.
number one.
Yeah. It was even funnier because like we go to WSU, right? It's mostly like a predominantly white school. I pulled up with my like Shohei Ohtani jersey in class, and it was just funny because I think there were some people who like wanted to say something, but it's just
Oh my
like,
God,
dude,
it's
like
him.
no, no, it was just funny. Like I was just repping that, and like I
China
feel like
number one.
if it went the other way, like if Team USA won, like it just looked if I wore that, it just looked different. But it's just cool to say like they won, and I could wear it with like proudly, like even though like I am in a school full like predominantly white campus, so it's just cool.
We went to watch it at the Land, which is a bar here in Pullman, and all my roommates were cheering for USA, and so it felt very cathartic to be Team Japan.
Their walk off against I think it was Mexico.
Oh,
That was crazy. That stadium got so loud, and you got to think like they're coming from like, Japan and they're going all the way to Florida, which is like I don't even know how many hours of flight that is. So
that's it's
a long
17
dedication.
hours. It's 17 hours from Hawaii to Japan. So
oh my god,
Add like 6
add
more
like
hours.
5 and then like 4.
Yeah.
It was like 9 more hours. So it's like
So you're-
Jeez.
26
That's crazy.
hours. Japan loves baseball. If you ever want to
oh
see
yeah, they love
just
baseball.
fundamental baseball and just crazy fans, go to Japan.
Yes, sir.
Gotta love the Tokyo
Sorry.
Giants.
Sorry to our viewers, we just sidetracked to sports nerds.
Yeah.
Let's go back on track now.
Well,
Sorry.
Just wait till we
Hey.
start talking about basketball, football. Dude. Don't worry, I'm gonna go
It's-
crazy on that.
All right.
We're sorry, we just went from Asian trauma to
Yeah.
random sports.
Could be worse.
It's some
We
of
could
our
go to, like,
majors.
video
Some of
games.
our majors
You could
are
go to like
sports.
Siege or something. It could go
That's
really
true.
bad.
We can talk
Completely
about
out of
Destiny.
context.
Yeah.
Connor's
guys.
coming back to the topics chart. He's like, "Fuck, we're off."
Rough time.
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah. We
Okay.
gotta make up. We gotta make it up.
I gotta edit this, man.
Do one more topic. What keeps you up at night? I know we talked about this before the podcast.
So
recording,
I was at
so-
my girlfriend's family's house, right? And
Oh man.
I was taking a dookie.
They just said it. Oh man. You want me to
I
go?
mean,
Let's hear it.
I could go with like, oh yeah, the video games that we play in the middle of the night.
I guess
You
we go
guys,
That's literal.
No, yeah, you
Literal- yeah,
cyberbullying head asses. Let's go to bed. I'm at 8 a.m. You guys say one more
If you
match.
think
Oh,
about
bro,
it,
fuck your 8 a.m.
it's
if
okay.
you have class at 8 a.m.,
Okay.
then you just go to bed at 2. It's 6 hours. It's not even that bad.
Yeah,
Like,
6 hours of sleep, bro.
yeah.
6 hours.
You don't
I
even
have to
sleep.
be
You
there.
drink
Yeah.
caffeine at this time, so it doesn't even
Yeah,
matter.
think about it. If you just stack energy drinks, you'll just always be awake. So
Yeah,
don't
if you
even worry
drink
about it.
5-hour energies, that's 25 hours of energy, bro.
Yeah.
Guys, I think I had close to 900 milligrams of caffeine today. I had 3
What is
bangs.
wrong with you? Oh my god.
No way, I had 3 rains.
What's the daily? What's like that you're supposed
Your
to be,
heart
like,
is gonna
Brains.
fucking
You're supposed
die,
to
bro.
stop at 2.
daily average intake of caffeine, bro? Like how much
I
are you?
think it's like
you said
800. I did
Yeah, put that up.
900 today.
Screenshot that.
Bro,
Screenshot that. No,
the
screenshot
average
that right
one is
now.
one. The average person is 135 milligrams. You had 900. For okay, actually right here. It's 400 is a safe amount, but then after that it's starting to get a little. You drank double, bro.
bro. Coast Hard is on life support. It's like,
Oh my god.
Bro, you,
Bro,
that's what
yeah.
you guys should have seen the bag today. I was going ham. That motherfucker's
Oh, bro.
imprinted.
Jeez,
bro, your body every time you reach in the case for more. Wait.
You guys know what's even worse? So I went to
He's drinking
Walmart
one right
today,
now.
and so I got a whole
Oh my
case of Red Bulls.
God. How about your Celsius?
How about water? How about,
How about,
yeah.
oh no, don't worry. I got water. I got
apples?
water. I got you. Hold on. So there's this thing called we got liquid deaths.
I thought you were
Sponsored?
big a beer.
No, not yet.
I'm not drinking beer. Oh, I haven't been drinking beer this whole time. It's water. It's water in a
Yeah.
fancy.
Liquid
It's
death.
sponsored. Speaking of, our episode is sponsored by Liquid Death.
No, it's
And-
not.
I
Not yet,
got
no,
liquid
we'll get
death
there.
merch. I got
Hey,
hats.
Liquid Death. Yeah, but yeah, hey, Liquid Death.
You ever,
want
you ever wonder those tall boys in convenience stores with the tall boys cans of water?
Mhm.
Gosh.
I'm sorry, Connor. What keeps you up at night?
All right,
Thanks, Joe.
edit that. Edit that whole
yeah.
section out.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, I think about this a lot, is that we could just randomly get like cancer or like an illness, and there may not be anything that you'll be able to do about it. I think
Yeah.
that is just like super scary.
I
Like sometimes I have like symptoms, and I just think like, oh, it's fucking cancer, or I'm gonna have a heart
Just
attack. or
automatically
something.
assume the worst.
I just automatically assume
Okay.
the worst because I don't
Yeah.
know. So,
Okay.
Or like
kinda-
at that
that's
random
like-
times your body starts hurting in a random place, and you're like,
yeah,
what is
like my
happening?
heart was hurting yesterday, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking cardiac arrest. What if I just die here, just and no one wakes me up?
at least you be making history. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Bro, that's about
But yeah,
bro.
yeah. I
That's
get what
a-
you mean, though. It's a
that's-
little. It was a little out of left field, but I mean, it makes sense. So
Yeah.
it does. Yeah, I kind of I relate to that for sure. It's not necessarily like. It is the fact that how easy it is for us to just not be here anymore. So I guess
Holy shit. Oh, shit.
yeah. I mean, it's just the thing. Like that's what you said. Like the whole topic was but like that's
Yeah, all I gotta do is just trip, and I'm done.
yeah. But like that's
Like
how
that-
it's how crazy it is, and it's like that's makes
Bro,
me
it's
like
not even that, bro. You could just not wake up.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah, like that is
God bless.
that's scary.
Yeah, like
It's-
it's crazy.
Damn.
All right.
Cyclones
But yeah.
themselves.
So, but I think it's just it makes you appreciate like everything else and more now because I think we are starting to get older and
Mhm.
things are happening to everyone. Like I recently learned some stuff about other family members, and it's just like, hey, like we don't know when our last day is anymore, and like obviously how corny it is. It's just like you got to really appreciate everything you have right now, and it's just like it's honestly a scary thing to think about, but I don't know. I'm just not ready yet, but I think obviously like the more we get older as we age, like we'll start appreciating everything more. So
Yeah.
I think Cole is almost ready. He's 900 milligrams of caffeine.
yeah,
Hey, you
he's a
know,
little bit.
we've been down
He's just
that.
he's working out his
we-
heart.
We've been down that path before. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Hey,
I appreciate life. There's pills on the counter that say that I appreciate life now. So
Yes, that's
we,
good to hear.
Did
And,
speed
hey-
run any percent for Go.
bro, I tried 5 speed
Bro.
runs. We're still here.
Bro,
You know what I mean?
Bro, you didn't even hit 1K yet. Come on, you're not even. you're not trying.
Come on, man.
It's, sorry. I heard that 23 is the lucky number though. We're shooting for 23. I'm sorry. It's a joke. It's a joke. Joel, if my therapist watches this, I love you. I'll see you on Monday.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
God.
But yeah.
Stop.
You won't.
It's gonna be someone in
Don't,
what?
that's a felony. That's a felony.
We just
Oh.
recorded.
Cut that out. You want to cut that out real quick?
Leave it in.
All right.
We'll keep
But
you
yeah,
up
hey
at
Matt,
night.
what keeps you up at night?
Well, if they call me back,
Yeah, that would be bad.
what keeps me up at night? So, from the opposite spectrum of dying, right? What keeps me up is like the future.
Oh yeah.
Not so much as like, oh, it's gonna end. It's more like if I keep going, where is all my efforts going to end? Because like clearly, like you set goals, right? You say, hey, I'm going to school. I'm gonna end up as this, but hardly for me has that ever been like worked out. Like because I remember my senior year, I'm with Josh, and we're saying, oh, we're both gonna go to Wazoo. We both applied. We got accepted. We might as well room together, right? And like, okay, we're set. And we're like, that's the only other school that like I really want to go, and I put the accept, and I'm okay. I'm going to Wazoo with I'm gonna room with Josh, right? And then I don't know where COVID hits, right? And they shut down. We don't have school. We can't go to school, and we're supposed to go on this tour of Wazoo, like all like incoming freshmen, and we can't go. And then out of nowhere, I submit another request to Walla Walla University just because my mom wants to, and it's like a small private school. It's like, oh yeah, it'll be like church oriented, right? And I'm accepted, but it's still in the back of my mind, right? I'm still in Wazoo. Here we are, 2 years later. I'm a junior at Walla Walla University, and I have so many regrets and decisions I made that I never would have planned for because I tried to plan everything, right. Okay, I'm gonna go to this class to do this, right. This is gonna happen, right. All that shit goes out the window. So as much as I can plan for like, hey, tomorrow I'm gonna go, I'm gonna do this and this. I can do that, but in the middle of it, I can get interrupted and switched up, and I'm like, how much do my plans and planning really like work out in the end? Yeah, how much does it really matter? Because I know I only list like one example of like, oh, this is like me and Josh going to school together and it didn't work out, right? But there's so many small instances throughout the past 3 years. I was like, yeah, okay, I'm just going to school. Like I don't know anyone here, so I'll just become a new person. And then there you go, people from I grew up with at church happen to be there, like all 5 of them. And I'm like, I grew up with these people. Why not just hang out with them for like the rest of the year, right? And at the end of the year, one of them is gone. Our friend group is broken up, and we're like, we'll grow apart from each other. And I was like, how does that happen? Like, that's like the complete opposite. Like, everything can go out of nowhere, like, no matter how I plan it. And I'm like, I'm not planning anything, and I'm in a relationship.
Yeah, let's get it.
From left field. And it was like, out of left, and my freshman year was like, and you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll do all the things, you know, and then drama. Everything's just like, I don't know, how much is my effort that I'm putting in right now is gonna matter in the future? Because I have like, I think they're like beautiful goals. Like I just want to live simple in the future. I don't have to deal with anything else. Like this is my lifestyle. Like, how many hurdles am I gonna jump through to get to that point? And will I really be happy at that point? Because I plan to be happy, but like, I plan so many other things. So like, what's really gonna happen? Yeah, because I plan like, okay, I can plan to do this. Like I can plan to go to the bathroom, right? Because I need to take a shit, right?
And then
I'm not, and then ta-da, the grandma walks in, or my,
Just go back.
That's out of context right there.
it's never ending, right? Like, you know, like every time, like, okay, yeah, you guys told me like, hey, that we're gonna record at 9 o'clock, right? Oh yeah, sure. Like I'll pick up my mom at 8, come back. So much stuff happens. I go home, I go pick up my mom, we go eat dinner, and then like I come home. The dogs somehow get out, and we're chasing them around this dark street everywhere. And I get back at 10:30, and then we're recording. Like I can plan so much, but like I just feel like all these circumstances never like turn out the way I want it to be. But like, you know, I just learned to live with it. So that's what really keeps up with me at night. Like everything that I'm looking forward to can just change just like that.
I agree with you for sure, and I think one thing is about like how funny life is. Like they always say, like can't really prepare for it, and obviously, like I'm glad you have plans and stuff. Like that's good. But you know, I think one thing is you always gotta like be ready for anything. You know, like when you said you like keeps you up at night is like the future. I think what's tough is I think all of us in general like, just look to the future sometimes a little too much, and I do it too many times too. So I think the best thing to do is just kind of focus on what's happening right now. Obviously, that's easier said than done, but it's like, dang, like the more I keep thinking about the future, the more anxiety is gonna happen, and it's just like, yeah, it's just not necessarily worth that thinking about that. And I'm just glad you're. But I mean, like, there's so many things that there's like obviously you mentioned so many bad things have happened, but I feel like there's so many good things that have happened as well. I mean, like you just said, like you are in a relationship, and I think is a really good one. There's also things that you're not you know who your friends are when you said like your what's it called like isn't working. So when you're like your friend
I know, like it's just like, and thanks to our sponsor BetterHelp. You can now seek out help for your troubles and
Give it out adverts.
These are not ads.
Better help. Yeah.
No, but like I feel like planning things and setting goals, it's still a priority for me, right?
Yeah.
But like I think what my family thankfully has taught me is that you always flex for everything. That's why there's a lot of things there's a lot of things I should be on time for growing up. Like, oh, I should be here for a concert, like for an orchestra concert on time, right? I tell them this, right? And then a whole bunch of stuff comes at last minute, and suddenly I'm like 20, 30 minutes late. A football game. There was one football game in in 8th grade where I showed up.
Showed up at halftime, bro.
Halftime.
Are you playing
Shut
in
up,
the
Abs.
football
He
game?
was playing in
I
the
was-
game and he showed up
I
at
was a
halftime.
starter.
He's a starter, bro. We were like, "Where's our left tackle, bro?" Or like, we don't know where he is. Oh
They
my!
show up at halftime, and
Yeah.
I'm like, bro.
We still
how
won the
fun is that?
game, but
And
it's just the fact that like he wasn't there.
That's
Bro,
awesome.
no, cause it was crazy because I was at my brother's football game, right? And I was just watching and chilling, and then because I thought my game was after, right? And then our coach's wife Nicole was like, "Are you not going to the game today?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sleeping today." She's like, "It's halftime." I'm like, "Oh, Dad, start the car. We're out of here."
Because it was in Monroe, right? Where were you at?
We were in the middle school. Because
Alderwood.
you guys at the high school. No, we were at the
Monroe Middle. Okay. So
Middle
it's
school.
okay. So it wasn't like crazy far.
Mhm.
Dang, guys. Oh man.
Oh man, bro. I was actually that's my life, but like, I don't know. It's just like, what can I do?
All right, so we're gonna end it there because we have reached a significantly high time amount, but that's good. So
I'm so sorry. Was I the
no,
last
it's
person?
it's
Did I
good.
take
More
up-
content's good.
Yeah, I think that was
Take
Stop
up the-
talking. We're
That's
supposed
good.
to talk.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I appreciate y'all, I guess, for listening. See y'all on the next episode. All right.
See you guys.
Yeah. Peace.